At any point in your life, you can make a permanent change to your mindset. And for this video, this is a change that's going to change your future forever. And I mean it. This isn't going to be some 5-step video with vague concepts that you're not going to understand and that you're probably going to forget about in like 3 days. And I studied hyper successful people like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Prime Conor McGregor, David Goggins, Jimmy Carrey. I studied how they forged their mindsets while they were making it to the top. And I studied how it gave them that competitive edge. And for the last stage, I even had to do my own deeper research. But why even change your mindset? How important can that actually be towards your life? Life is about self-image and vision. So of course, starting with the mindset is the first practical start. There are 3 stages to this process. It's actually up to you on how far you want to go with this in the video and how serious you're willing to make this change. If you want to bring the most value to yourself from this video, then you need to full screen this video. I know you've probably already checked the comments once or twice already. Trust me, this is going to be the best thing to help you focus and gain as much value from this video as you can, so you don't forget in like a week's time from now. Alright, let's just start. Affirmations. Any idea you have about affirmations right now, throw it out the window. I want to build a new knowledge upon this foundation of what affirmations are. It doesn't matter if you like them or don't like them, we use affirmations every day. Whether it's saying phrases like Mondays are the worst, I'm the best, I'm him, like you're playing basketball or something, you can't guard me, all of that is an affirmation. Because you are affirming something. If you keep affirming certain things, then your mind will start to focus on those certain things more, whether they're positive or negative. It's kind of like a confirmation bias, and you can leverage this confirmation bias for your own mindset and success. But let me give you a more applicable example. The brain focuses on the negative more, so this is going to be easier to understand. Imagine every time you woke up, you told yourself, man, I'm a bitch, man. I can't do anything, man. I'm never going to get anything done in life. I am a bum. Even for me, just saying that shit sounds nasty. You want to rebuke it, right? But if you keep saying that shit every single day, your mind is going to start to find things to affirm that more. It's going to try to find its own proof. It's going to look back at every embarrassing memory, every time you failed and didn't get up, and eventually you're going to have much lower confidence. The same goes for the inverse. What people get wrong about affirmations is that if it's not in reality yet, it can't happen. There's no proof, right? You can't say you're confident and then magically become confident. Life doesn't work like that. You're right. It's not magic, it's the mind. This isn't some pseudoscience. This isn't about the universe. It's about you and your mind. What people forget is that you can create your own proof. If you do your affirmation, you say that you're confident that day. When you wake up, you say, I'm going to take the world on. I'm going to be the nigga. I'm the best, right? And then you make a few bold decisions that day. You do something towards that affirmation, right? The mind is going to hyper focus on that win and keep going. As long as you start to align your actions with your affirmations and work towards those, it will start to come into reality. Kanye West, whatever you want to say about him, he is a hyper successful person. He has achieved an incredible amount and he leveraged affirmations. He used affirmations for his success.
And you told me in that interview you would be one of the biggest rappers of all time. You would change the game forever because you were known as a producer. And I always, just from afar, remember that and watched you, like, you really did every single thing that you said you would do. Your first album wasn't even out yet. You were still known as Kanye, the producer. You're about to prove yourself in the rap game. And it's just crazy that, you know, you really did become it all. You really did.
You just gotta know, you know what I mean? You remove, there's certain cultures that don't use words like try, if, want. You know, you just remove those, and, you know, they say in the church sometimes, like, if you just claim, affirm what you want, the universe is going to bring it around you. You gotta know.
Stage 1. First, get a pen and a piece of paper. Or if you're a lazy bitch, you could just type the notes on your phone. Now, if you're watching this on your phone, then just do the steps on a PC or a laptop. Or just get that piece of paper, nigga. Don't care if you're eating or whatever you're doing, you will need to do this step in order to move on to the next stages of the video. If you do this, I can promise you, you'll gain more value for the time that you spent watching this video. Cool. Now, just for a few seconds, I want you to think about the mindset and the traits of this guy that you want to become. The full potential version of you. What does he think like? How does he approach challenges? How does he walk? How does he talk? How does he act? His body language, his aura. Those are just a few things to think about. I want you to time yourself and spend at least 5 minutes minimum on this. The more time you spend thinking and putting more effort into this picture, the better your results are going to be. You can pause here. What we're going to do is we're going to do the first step to start that shift towards this person, and we're going to do this using affirmations. Now, For your notes and your piece of paper, I want you to write down 10 to 30 affirmations relating to the guy that you want to be. If that's too much, you can go for 5 instead, but me personally, I did 50. Now make sure these affirmations are concise as possible. Don't let them drone on into long sentences. Shorten them and make sure they're in the present tense. Some examples would be, I am confident, I am that guy, I have limitless potential, I can do anything, stuff like that, right? Traits that relate to the guy that you want to become. Now again, this is the time to pause and write them down. Again, the same rule applies. The more time you think and spend on this, the greater your results will be. Alright, now after you wake up and before you go to sleep, I want you to go to your bathroom or go into whatever mirror that you have, and I want you to look yourself in the eye and say these affirmations out loud. You're going to feel weird and you're going to feel timid. I need you to realize this right now for the people who are thinking like that. For the people who have that mindset like that. It's your own house, bro. You really feeling embarrassed in your own house? Your own home, your own bathroom? You are just talking to yourself. Nobody is here but you. There's no camera, there's no group of girls looking at you. Your boys aren't there to make fun of you. It's just you and your siblings and family in the other room. But look, realistically, it's just you in that bathroom. They don't care. How are you going to become confident enough to be a leader, to speak aloud to other people? Come on, man. Speak with conviction and speak your affirmations loud and proud. This was the same method that David Goggins used to condition himself for his Navy SEALs training. He literally had to lose, we're not going in pounds here, he had to lose 40 kilos. Yes, kilos. In less than 3 months. Do you know how insane that is? He gave himself that pep talk in the mirror every single day before going out on those runs. Just imagine the progress you can make if you're doing this in the morning and in the night. And taking action and aligning yourself with that person that you want to be. Actually believing it and putting it into action, man. Now if you want to stop at stage 1, that's fine. As the next 2 stages, or at least this stage, requires a little bit more setup. Sticking to them consistently might be difficult for some people. Are you good? Cool. Stage 2.
I became obsessed with the power of the mind, and I got into it deep, like really deep, just meditation, visualization, and just realizing how powerful our minds actually are, like how we really do paint our world with our thoughts and our level of self-belief. And so right around 2010, so I took myself from being very average-minded to actually believing that I was the shit, and believing that I could be the shit and that I could be the GOAT and be the greatest and never lose. And to, like, I took myself to a different place mentally, and a lot of it came from mental practice and meditation and visualization.
Yeah.
In front of that arena.
You know, if you have a clear picture in your head of something is going to happen, and a clear belief in that it will happen no matter what, then nothing can stop it. You know what I mean? It is destined to happen, and that's what happens. You know what I mean? It's perfect. It does.
When you talk about those sold out arenas and you used to pretend that you were, you know, a superstar and people were coming to see you, how far did that feel when you were driving 2 hours to go work? I mean, that must have been a different universe.
Course.
Were you still thinking about it then?
Of course, because you have to do that. You have to battle with this. This is the law of attraction. I mean, you have to, in the struggle, you know, when things are going good and you visualize these good things happen, you visualize more good things happen, that's easy. What's not easy to do is when things are going bad and you're visualizing the good stuff. And that was what I was able to do. I was able to, you know, even though I was having these troubles at home, and even though I had no job, no security, you know what I mean, or whatever, didn't know what I was doing. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen. But I still was able to feel like it was. I still was able to go into a different, just like use my imagination, like a kid would use his imagination. I was basically just using my imagination. Driving a little my girlfriend's car, a little Peugeot 206, and I was driving that, shaking down the road, and I visualized that, and I swear to God, sitting in the traffic and all, I visualized, I'm sitting here holding the steering wheel, visualizing a brand new car, and visualizing good things in times of struggle, and that when you can do that, I think that really makes that law of attraction work. I think it really attracts to you more. You know what I mean? Because that is harder to do when you're in the struggle to visualize these things.
This is leveraging visualization and a special rule for mindset and action. I already kind of did this visualization bit at the start, but now that you have your affirmations down, you can form a picture in your mind of this person much easier, which is you. You can do this as I'm talking, but just close your eyes real quickly for me. You're going to visualize 2 things. Just imagine this first. You have completed all the goals that you wanted to do. You're rich. You have the wife, the kids, the car, and everything. Whatever your goals are, you achieved and succeeded them. This is the version of you that did the hard work when he needed to. It's a version of you who took the risks that he needed to. When I say visualize, I mean really feel this. Engage your 5 senses. How would it feel like walking in this house? How would it feel like waking up to that beautiful woman that you wanted? Now, when you go to sleep at night, I want you to imagine that life that you want to live. Now, you may ask why I'm doing this. Is this for motivation? Yes, partially. It's not just for that. See, motivation is finite. It eventually runs out. And what most people in self-improvement do is that they look for that next hit of motivation through the shorts that they watch and all of that other stuff, right? That is not sustainable. We're looking for consistency and practical steps that will get us closer towards our goals. Now, I want you to do something with the second visualization. Now, this is the same version of you as you are now. But instead, when he was little, he fell down the stairs, and the part of the brain that handles willpower is supercharged. He does all the hard work. It doesn't matter where he is or what time it is, he gets that shit done. Always. He sees that attractive girl across the street, he approaches her. He doesn't even think, he just walks up to her. He might completely fail, but he just brushes it off and moves on to the next task that he should have been doing. He studies when he needs to, he doesn't procrastinate. He's like a cold-blooded self-improvement terminator. In a year's time, where do you think he will be? What do you think he's going to accomplish? He has the exact same stats and build everything that you do. He's literally you, an alternate version of you. It's just that change in mindset and action. In a year's time, I'm guessing you can imagine he would have made 3 times, maybe 5 times the progress that you've been making so far. This is why this is so important. Now that you visualize this guy, this is the person that you're going to be competing against on the daily. Whenever you feel like not doing that task, remember him. Whenever you want to slack off, remember he's doing the hard work. When I originally made this person for me, I'd kind of just forget about him throughout the day, and it wasn't that effective because I would only remember after I've slacked off. And this is why it's so important that you literally have to be thinking about this guy like all the time. And because of this, lately it's been working for me more, but also because I've been incorporating a special rule. Lately, I've been incorporating the 5-second rule every time I remember this alter ego. When I'm making a decision, anytime I make a decision, I always remember this guy. Just taking a cold shower in the morning, doing the work that I need to do. I don't make that decision in 5 seconds before my brain's generated all the excuses and brain fog and all that, then I've lost him in that exchange. He's gained that edge over me throughout the day. As long as I can keep level with him throughout the day, I'm good. If I've beaten any of my PRs, if I've exceeded myself throughout the day, if I've beaten a personal best, then that's the only time I can say that I've won. But every other day, I'm just breaking even or I'm losing. In general, the more you can remember this alter ego that you're competing against, the more you can visualize and see the life that you want in front of you, the more focused and locked in you'll be throughout the day on your goals, and instead of some BS. The brain fog that you're going to get isn't going to be actual brain fog. It's going to be, damn man, how am I going to do this? You're going to be literally brainstorming, like when you're not even thinking about brainstorming. You're going to be thinking more about your goals. You're going to be hustling more. If you're this far, I want to say I appreciate it. If you mess with my content so far, I have a private community of like-minded people like me who are also competitive and want to strive like me on self-improvement. £10 a month. You can check the benefits in the description below if you're interested. Whatever, man. Enough of that. Let's move on to the final stage. Stage 3.
But you were getting positive reinforcement from thinking like that for the first time in your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Never felt like that before. It was like taking a big drug like a Lucius, boom, it felt like you're the man. Then everybody's telling you you're great.
Yeah.
And you know what else Custom Model used to do with me? He used to take me to a hypnotist. He was a hypnotist as well. Yeah, and I used to go into the hypnotist motions.
What kind of shit did they make you do?
You know,
And how they do it?
you relax, you go under, you totally focus on blackness, nothingness.
Right.
And you go under and just being this savage, intelligent animal. You're just working, you're going to do this. You're going to be a ferocious animal. You're going to fight, puff both hands to the body. You'll use your jab. You're going to do this in ferocious fashion. And they seeked all that in me as I was younger.
And you were like 12, 13 years old?
Yeah.
Wow. So they're putting you under and just teaching you that mindset.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No one ever gets really too deep into it on, the fact that Customato had him hypnotized.
He did it. He talked about it on the podcast in depth.
And then when Cuss died, did the hypnotism stop?
Yeah, because Cuss was doing it.
Yeah,
Cuss was a hypnotist. When he was 13, when he was a little kid, Cuss was hypnotizing him.
Maybe he hypnotized him into thinking he was a demon. You know what I mean?
He hypnotized him into being a machine. 13. He's at least
I
16,
wonder
but-
if there's
All right,
any
fine.
video of him being hypnoptized backstage.
I wonder.
Dude,
So
maybe that was the fucking key.
Costamata said he would do it backstage before he walked out.
I don't know about that. I don't
Yeah,
know
before
about
the fights.
that.
He would get
definitely-
hypnotized before the fights, backstage.
Well, he hypnotized him from the time that he was really young. And he told him, like you don't exist. It's just the task at hand. He would
Jesus
have him just
Christ.
break these guys down.
And you think the hypnosis stuff actually worked?
Yeah, fuck yeah, for sure. It had
Could
an
you do it on
effect.
other people?
Yeah, you could hypnotize people.
Look at his face when he'd walk into the ring in early fights. He looked like a murderer.
Yeah.
Like he was gonna
like
murder
a monster.
somebody.
He was a monster.
Now stage 3 requires a decent amount of setup. You'll need a laptop for this. So again, if you're on your phone at the dinner table, if you're eating with your phone, like you're eating, so it's not gonna be able, you're not gonna be able to actually do it, right? I'd really advise to just pause and come back later. Don't watch this video like throughout the whole way. You're not gonna come back to it. It's easier if you just pause it and it comes up and you recommend again, you press it, and then you just come back to a place where you're ready. I'm not even trying to farm the system or whatever. This is literally just to help you. Again, if you made it this far and you think that that's enough for you, then you can stop here. For this step, you will need a laptop, your affirmations written down somewhere, some sort of microphone, Pinterest account, either Premiere Pro or CapCut, and Audacity, and also a YouTube MP3 website downloader. And what we're gonna do is basically, it's self-brainwashing.
What the fuck? No!
I know it sounds extreme, but this is that sort of extreme advice that doesn't reach the normal people, because it's not normal advice. But guess what? If you listen to the normal advice, then you're going to end up like the normal average. If you can kind of understand what I mean, then you can extrapolate this to other things. General advice, general results. Extreme advice, extreme results. Now listen, this doesn't apply with everything, but I'm trying to get you to understand what I mean. Cool. Now I'll give you a bit of time to download the programs that you needed if you haven't done it before, but I'm going to give you this time to pause right now. Cool, we can start. First, go onto Pinterest. Log in, do what you need to do, make a Google account, whatever. I'll take a moment to just think, I'm not going to make you wait 5 minutes again, but take a moment to just think of some movie characters or characters that you know that relate to the type of guy that you want to be. So just type in Batman to the search bar and you'll see some pictures. Once you've done that, save it and then click on it and then save it to your actual computer. So save it on the site and save it to your actual computer. Then when you click on it, you'll be able to see more pictures relating to that picture, similar to that picture. It's weird, but you want to go in like a kind of rabbit hole. You can save as many pictures as you want, 10, 50, however many you want, right? Me personally, I did this over a longer period of time. So I have about 1,000 or 500 pictures saved, something like that, between that. You basically want these to be sort of cold photos that you like. They have to sort of align with your affirmations, if that makes sense. Don't get too many. We want to speed this up for a bit. Just get about 50. You can put in more later. Actually, don't get 50, get like 10. Now, next, open up Audacity. And now this is the most important part of stage 3, possibly the whole video. Get the piece of paper and the affirmations that you have written down, and you have to pronounce your affirmations perfectly at the same volume. Just make sure that it's at similar volumes, there's no drop off. So if you say I am the best, say I am the best, like in the full volume. Don't drop off, don't say I am the best. Like, don't do that. Don't do the whole thing in a row. Do it individually, each line individually. You can use a keyboard shortcut to do this. Once you press the record button, you just press P to pause and then P again to play. If you mess up, you can just crop it and then start again. I'm sure you're starting to realize what we might be doing, but trust me, it's not what you think we're gonna do. Alright, cool. Once you said all your affirmations, now save the file. We have the pictures, we have the affirmations. Now we just need something to layer that over the affirmations. So go to that website where I said, like the YouTube downloader website, wherever it is, just go to that website. I want you to get a video. It could be like a beat, it could be rain sounds, it could be white noise, just something so that it won't overpower the affirmations in volume, but it's just like a mask, a laying mask over it. You know what I mean. So open up CapCut or Premiere Pro or whatever program you're using, and I want you to highlight all the pictures from your folder and put it onto the timeline. Now make sure the duration of the pictures lasts a second or less. So 1 second is the most it can last, and 0.5, all the points is where it can go to. Now the music or whatever background that you use, put that onto the timeline as well, and then put the file of your affirmations onto the timeline as well, under it, of course. Like, you don't want to override it. Next, I want you to lower the volume of the affirmations so it's like a whisper, like you can barely hear them. What we're trying to do is make these affirmations move into the subconscious part of your brain. This is the non-thinking and non-aware part. It's a part of your brain that influences your actions without you knowing it. We want the affirmations to go there. Trust me, just put it to as low as you can, like while hearing just a slight whisper. You'll be able to hear it, your subconscious mind will be able to pick up with it. Trust me. Now that you've done that, save the whole thing as a file. and just listen to it sparingly throughout the day in your spare time, while you're studying, while you're chilling doing work. Don't listen to it all day around. Just listen from the range of 3 to 8 times a day. It doesn't have to be 8 times a day every single day. It doesn't have to be 3 times a day every single day. Mix and match, switch it up, it doesn't matter. Again, this might seem extreme, but we literally self-brainwash ourselves every single day. But everything is a form of self-brainwashing. Everything you ingest into yourself mentally is a form of brainwashing that influences your actions. It's just because the word brainwashing itself has horrible connotations. Listening to advice is a type of brainwashing. Listening to music is a type of brainwashing. We're not even gonna argue that. Come on, let's not act like music doesn't influence your mood specifically and a large chunk of your beliefs. There's a reason why you can tell a person's personality just from their playlist. But yeah, you get what I mean. Now this is just a first step in recreation. This is your mindset. I already made a vid about that, but that was like kind of a step 0 and it wasn't fully fleshed out like this one. Yeah, the reason why I didn't go as depth like into this is because if I explain how to do every single thing, how to do the timeline, move on to timeline, like a whole Adobe and CapCut tutorial, this video would take way too long. I don't have enough time to do that. However, if you think this vid gave you value and you're looking for more value from my channel in the future, then hit that subscribe button. If you thought this was a good video and you want more people to see it, then just hit the like button. Helps with the YouTube algorithm, you know. But yeah man, that's the end of the video. I really do appreciate you man for watching, and yeah, that's it. Peace.